Yo, what is good, everybody? S Crypto 101 coming at you guys with another video today. And today we're going to be in the classroom. I hope you're paying attention because we're going to talk about something that you might not even know about when it comes to the drip community, the drip protocol, and it's something that is very, very important. So a lot of people talk about the faucet. A lot of people are talking about Triple D as of recent. But have you heard about the reservoir recently? Do you know what the reservoir is? We're going to be taking care of that today. I'm going to explain exactly what the reservoir is, how you can invest in it, what exactly it does, and just provide some education around it so that you can better speak to it. And if there's any kind of questions, you're able to answer it as well, or you could always just direct them to this video too. So make sure to comment, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell button so you're notified as soon as these videos are released. And we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So we're going to take a look at the white paper here on dripcommunity.wiki first, because I think it's important that we hit the base here so that you understand the concepts of it. And then we'll go over to the actual UI and I'll show you guys exactly what I've done so far. So the reservoir, if you don't know exactly where it is here on the new site at the top. It's the fourth tab. So this is the button you probably hit the most. This is the button you probably hit the second most. This is the button you probably hit the third most. Some people probably hit this button more than others, but this is the button that we should be hitting a lot more. I gotta say, there's a lot of attention that needs to be put on the reservoir because it does a lot for the drip price. So what is the reservoir? It is a part of the drip network which allows you to earn rewards in BNB while supporting the liquidity of the drip token. So you earn rewards in BNB and it helps support the liquidity of drip token. Two positives. How does it work? Participants join by depositing BNB into the reservoir to provide liquidity for drip, for the DEX. So if you don't know what the fountain DEX is, that is the actual name of the swap here. So anytime you do a swap on the actual main page for drip, that is you utilizing the fountain DEX. The contract automatically converts the drip BNB into drops LP tokens, which represents your share in the contract. So the drops LP token, all that is drip paired with BNB, and they call it drops. That's all it is. So in simple terms, users deposit a pair of the assets in the liquidity pool so traders can swap these two assets. So the importance of liquidity, it allows trading. If you don't have liquidity, you can't buy and sell a token. Hence the reason when people talk about a rug pull, they pull the liquidity and you can't trade. The reservoir protocol allows redeeming your funds at any time by removing liquidity. So this is not something that you're locking up your stake like the faucet or the garden. If you put liquidity into, or you put BNB into the reservoir, you can pull out at any point. There are some taxes, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Rewards are also paid out in BNB based on the taxes paid by the participants, depending on the stake size and the daily trading fees from transactions. So you put in BNB, you get out BNB. So when BNB is deposited, the smart contract interacts with the swap by using 50% of the after-tax value to buy drip. So like I said, you put in BNB, it's going to take 50% of that and is going to buy drip, which is good. That's a buy pressure that's built in from the reservoir. This drip and the remaining BNB are put together to create a liquidity pair. Here are the taxes here. So there's a 10% tax when you deposit BNB. I'm going to deposit, or I already have deposited, 1 BNB into the reservoir. So that means that there was a 0.1 tax taken out of that. So my actual deposit was 0.9. Anytime I withdraw from the system, so that's actually taking my BNB out of the system. That's not rewards. So for example, I put in 0.9. Once I take out that 0.9, I do have to pay a 10% tax on that. Now, if I'm compounding my rewards, then that means that I do not have to pay a tax. If I'm claiming my rewards, I don't have to pay a tax. So that's something that's easily confused. If you withdraw your stake, you have to pay a tax. But if you withdraw and claim your rewards, you do not have to pay a tax. Two different things. The 10% tax can be broken down as follows. 5% is sent to the dividend pool. 3% is locked in the fountain DEX from liquidity provider withdrawals, and 2% is instantly distributed instantly to all reservoir participants. So as soon as somebody gets into the reservoir, 2% of their tax is sent out to everyone that's in the reservoir. For example, if I got in and then you got in after me, that tax would be split up amongst these three different things, but 2% of that 10% tax would go to myself as well as everyone else that is in the pool, and it'd be divvied up based on your share of the pool. A bigger slice of the pie, the more rewards you're going to get. Now, talking about the rewards. Rewards are generated through these two things: the 1% swap, 1% of the swap transaction fees for both buys and sells. So the more volume on the native DEX, the fountain, the more that is going to go to the reservoir. From the 50% taxes as well applied on the reservoir deposits and withdrawals. So as we saw here, that 50%, which is not 50%, but 10% of the tax is broken down as follows. So 5% of that is going to be sent to the dividend pool, which is what pays out the people. So that's really the basics of it. You're getting paid out in two different methods. You're getting paid out from deposits and withdrawals and the taxes that are applied to those that we talked about earlier, as well as the 1% of the swap transaction fees for both buys and sells. So pretty much the more activity that we have in the faucet as well as the reservoir, the more attractive the rewards are going to be for the reservoir stakers. So there's a couple different actions that you can do here. You can buy and deposit, which is what we are going to do in today's video. You can also withdraw if you want to take out all of your drops LP. Remember, you will be taxed 10%. You can compound your rewards that you got in BNB from the taxes that you accrue, or you can claim. And remember, there's no taxes on claims or compounds, but there are taxes on withdrawals and deposits. So this is a user interface on the old site. We're going to look at the new one, and I'm going to explain what I've done here. So as you can see, I have 0.79 drops. So I just deposited 1 BNB into the system and it gave me 0.579 drops. Now, as the price of drip goes up, and BNB, if BNB goes up as well, the price of a drops LP is going to go up as well. So if the price of BNB were to double as well as drip, then you would probably get half the amount of a drop if you put in the same amount of money as you did today. So I have a pool stake of 0.06. So that's just showing my size of the pool. I don't have any pending rewards right now because I just made the deposits. I haven't compounded yet because I just started. I haven't withdrawn anything because I've just started. And I haven't compounded anything once again because I just started. But we're going to cover this over the next couple of videos, over the next couple of weeks as well. I'm going to just track my journey. I'm going to add to it over time as well, because I think it's super important that people understand the reservoir as well as get into the reservoir, because this is one of the ways that we can provide stability for drip. And that's one of the best things we can ask for, right? Yeah, it would be nice to see drip go up to $10, $20, $50. Yeah, we would all love that. But I would rather see a stable drip price that does not have very much fluctuation, because we know that if it's going to go up to 25, 50 and we don't support the reservoir, it's going to come right back down very sharply. But if we support the reservoir, we can keep it at those prices for a longer amount of time and we can benefit from it even longer. That's why it's so important that you don't forget about the reservoir. So hopefully I explained this for you. Like I said, I'm going to go over this multiple times in the videos going forward when I do talk about drip, because this is now another thing that we can cover just to show you guys the rewards and things that I'm getting off of 1 BNB deposit. Now, the more you can put in here, the better, because you're going to increase your pool stake and you're going to get more rewards because you have a bigger slice of the pie. So I'll continue to cover this over the next couple of videos, next couple of weeks, next couple of months, who knows. But definitely, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, or you can always come to the Bag Builder Telegram, which is linked in the description below as well, and ask your questions there about the reservoir. Super excited to be able to cover this. I did a video like a year ago talking about the importance of it, and I don't think a lot of people looked into it. And still to this day, a lot of people don't know about the reservoir because no one talks about the reservoir. When is the last time you've seen somebody screenshot a reservoir screen, right? I don't think I've ever seen it. So we're going to start covering this as well, and hopefully some of the other content creators out there do the same thing. If you're in the reservoir, start talking about your position, start talking about the rewards it is giving you on a daily basis. We know it's not going to be extravagant, it's not going to be crazy, But this is something that we have to get in if we want to support the ecosystem and see drip truly thrive. So make sure that you comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell button so you're notified as soon as these videos come out. Continue to support the channel as well as the social media we have. S Crypto 101 on X, TikTok, Instagram, and then of course you can join the Telegram group for the bag builders in the description below as well. So I'm going to continue to cover these things for you because this is super important when it comes to helping out the ecosystem as well as doing what we do best, and that is building the bag.